We are recording.
So, last session, Arden opened, well, I guess technically 2 sessions ago,
Wait,
Arden
wait, wait, wait,
opens.
wait, 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 wait. You can't start recording without your typical greeting. Come on.
Okay, fine. Sorry, people. Sorry, people at home. Wait, we're all at home. Crap. Sorry, all of you peoples.
Okay. I feel a
We
little
good
bit
now?
better now.
Okay. All right. So 2 sessions ago, um, Arden opened up a window, shot at the cold light walker in front of him, and combat was initiated around 5 in the morning. Um, you guys fought against little ice shards and some cold light walkers, and a Goliath showed up to help you guys out um, randomly. Um, and then you returned to the cabin to get some, well, needed rest because it was, 5:30 in the morning and you hadn't gone to sleep yet. So, after the rest, Illiken went out to start collecting Claudette's ashes at the request of Celestine, as the only way that Celestine knew to bring Claudette back was through a resurrection spell at a temple. Um, as he was doing this, Celestine decided to use the Summer Star to clear the weather outside. Mere seconds later, as the sun was shining brightly through the cabin window, she heard Illiken yell from the other room, "She's gone! The ashes are gone!" Followed by, "She's alive! Claudette is alive!" And as the rest of the group ran out to see for themselves, Celestine wrapping Claudette in a bear hug, the sun chasers were whole once again. And as tears come to your eyes, not sure if it's because of Claudette being alive or if it's the stench of Illiken, um, you are back to it. Now, I'm going to step back in time for the moment, since Claudette was not here last week. Um, Claudette, going back in time, you watch overnight as the rest of your group continues to create this device, and at long last, device is created, and as Celestine grabs it, nobody vanishes to join you in the border ethereal. About that time, Celestine has fully attuned to this device. Some undead enemies start wreaking havoc on the cabin and on your friends. You watch as flying shards of ice summon more flying shards of ice, and they come in and start attacking your group. Little by little, your group seems to be getting worse and worse for wear. However, they are depleting the numbers of the enemies as well. Eventually, the last of the enemies falls, and the rest of the group huddles in a room together to go to sleep. In the afternoon, as they wake up, Illiken pulls out a lockbox that he found early this morning before heading to bed. Noah tries and fails to unlock it. Celestine uses her spell on it and finds a box, or the box is containing 11 pieces of Chardeline crystal. She pushes it aside, saying she doesn't want to mess with that stuff. Whole party, sullen that they have lost you, starts talking about what they should do next. Um, Celestine mentions putting some of the ash into a potion bottle, as a temple cleric may be able to resurrect you for a price. A big price. Illiken empties the box of Chardeline and goes to the main area and starts scooping up the ashes. Well, he goes to the main area. So are you going to follow Illiken or stay with the rest of the group?
Um, Is there a way for me to kind of be in both areas at the same time?
No.
I guess I'll follow Pelican.
Okay. So you watch as he starts scooping up the ashes of both you and Macratus, because they're ashes and there's really no difference. As he is doing this, you see a bright light come from the room that everyone was just in, and you can see outside the windows that it is now sunny and no longer snowing. In this moment, you hear Macratus exclaim, "It worked! I have fulfilled my purpose. Please send Copper my regards." As you look over towards him, his specter seems to glow and rise out of the cabin. In his place, you see a giant of a man radiating sunshine from within, his hair burning with fire. He looks young, slender, and muscled. His clothes are robes of reds, pinks, and yellows. He is wearing golden sandals. He smiles at you and says to you, "A gift for the completion of the device. It is time for you to return. There is much further work required of you." And with that, he glows so bright you are momentarily blinded. As you blink your eyes a couple of times, you are looking down at Illiken as he yells, "She is gone! The ashes are gone!" Followed quickly by, "She is back! Claudette is alive!" And now that you are back, you got now that you're back and have got your senses back that you haven't had in the last 15 hours, specifically smell, and feeling, you've got Celestine wrapped around you, and the wonderful stench of Illiken, like he's been through death even though he didn't die.
It's good to see you too, Celestine, but we haven't fixed Illiken yet.
Is that even possible?
I don't know. It would be nice to find out.
Well, magic is not my expertise, so I will leave it to those who do such things.
I'll go ahead and try using the crap, what's it called?
Your bead of blessing?
It's not the blessing, it's... Is it favor? Yeah, favor. Because blessing actually blesses. I have so many different beads, it's... yeah. It's confusing. I'll go ahead and use the bead of favor to cast Greater Restoration on Illiken, trying to get rid of his stink.
By the way, he had corruption set at 0. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but he is back to 0 corruption, and he is back to smelling like a Goliath, and not a dead Goliath.
Oh, thank God.
Well, it's better. Not perfect, but better.
That was the little ice creatures that you were fighting last week.
Their noses are Very phallic. Well, you guys did a good job dispatching of those little creatures. I was getting to watch you all as a deer.
I think Arden handled himself particularly well. He was on his own for the majority of the fight, and didn't seem to have too much trouble.
Well, Nowhere's been doing a good job too lately. Lots of damage.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, pretty much the whim of the dice.
Okay, so was there anything else up here by the cabin that maybe we needed to investigate before we start heading out? And Illiken, didn't you want jewels?
All of you know. Well, what do you mean by jewels?
The Charlatan.
Well, all of you know that these gray black jewels are the ones that are making you corrupting you, and it looks exactly like the crystals that are on the amulets that those cultists are wearing.
10-4, never mind. Let's leave those alone. Okay, but Nowhere, you're usually listening about in the taverns. Is there anything else up in this area that we need to pay attention to?
Not that I remember. You have to be careful with what you hear in a tavern. A lot of it's just the mead or ale talking. So,
You did hear. You went to the North Look, specifically because your some old lady told you to go there. And talked to somebody right before Claudette found out about young Colin being in 10 towns. And you talked to somebody about a tower or something that was up north of Tourmaline. That the Red Wizard had hired a bunch of people to find, and then he killed them, and then he got burned at the stake.
yeah, I do remember that. But didn't we watch him burn at Eastwood?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He hired a group of adventurers, just like yourselves, to find this spire, and they found it. They passed through Bernshander, talked to one of the guys at the North Look, a buddy of his, and told him where it was approximately. And then they headed off to East Haven, where, after finding out the location, the Red Wizard killed all of them.
And that's why he was burned.
And that's why he was burned at the stake, because he killed 5 adventurers of 10 towns.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. It just sometimes there's just a lot to remember. Yeah. Now, are you suggesting that that tower is up here someplace north of 10 towns?
He told you that it was somewhere north of Tourmaline.
Okay. Well, it wouldn't hurt to go investigate if everybody's up to it.
Also, for the record, the last night that you were in Burton Shander, you stayed up a little later, and you also heard that Goliath tribes were feuding out east.
Yes, I do remember that, but I figured that Goliath, particularly since their size is so much greater than ours, that it might be better to steer clear of feuding Goliath tribes. But, curiosity has a way of leading us to such things anyway.
You might want to tell us that you don't want to go that direction. 'Cause otherwise, we don't know.
Yeah, you're the only one that heard it, so nobody else knows, including the Goliath in the party.
Okay, well, yeah.
But I'd say probably wait till next week if you're going to mention it, just because he's not here today. But
Yeah, okay. Well, we could certainly do that.
I'm all about that red tower. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go see what it's about. Is that the tower that was struck by some creature?
no, that was the tower in Burton Shander that you knew about.
Okay. So there were 2 different towers.
Yeah.
Okay.
More than 2, but that's okay. Icewind Dale loves their towers.
Yes.
You can call it Faerun loves their tower.
So we never investigated this room, correct? Or did they while I was out?
They did while you were out. That's where they created the device. It was the forge. And the pink/black area is no longer there. There was a support down about right here that the cold light walker broke specifically to get them to fall down, and they didn't fall down, but there's no more floor there.
Gotcha. I'm gonna come back and go. Have you guys exhausted loot options in here?
I'm pretty sure.
Alright. Let's go. Going out the window, going down this way, jumping over the little thing there. Continuing down, 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 down to the ground. And kind of blinded by the snow.
Yeah, I'll just follow her.
Sure, why not?
I don't remember this ever being so bright.
Well, we got sunlight now.
Okay, so according to my map, Tourmaline is right here,
why I switch maps.
So if we go north of Tourmaline, that's close to where we are. Do we know if it's in the woods or if it's in the clearing? Any clue? Nowhere.
No clue, only that it's north of Tourmaline.
I guess we'll just kind of go south and try to do a southwest type thing and see if we see a tower.
I don't remember exactly. Let me find the thing that I said. Oive, I'm not sure. We'll say that it's somewhere off of your map and towards the east of your current location.
So you're saying someplace east of Kelvin's Cairn also?
Somewhere that direction.
Okay. Well, I'm not averse to a little exploring. Shall we?
Oh, great idea. Let's
Sure.
explore.
Let's go. We're off to see a wizard. Just kidding.
Well, we might
That
actually,
wizard died.
we might actually be going to see Wizard anyway. 'Cause you never know. It is a tower.
Yeah, and after all, just because there was a wizard burned doesn't mean he was the wizard of that tower.
That too. Especially since he had to have somebody find it. Anyway,
Alright, so who's leading?
I will.
I will
And
follow closely.
give me a
I'm supposed to
what I
do this.
normally do.
You usually do perception.
Yeah. Alright, give me a perception. And I'm going to take a wild guess and say you are not stopping for lunch because you never do, but I'm giving the option.
Nah.
Maybe we should. We probably need to have a meal. Don't remember having breakfast.
It's fine with me either way.
Have you eaten at all since you came back?
No, I kind of just was excited to be alive. It was like, wow, I'm alive. And then I forgot, wow, I'm alive.
Well, then let's sit for a few minutes and have a meal.
Sounds good. Claudette, when you say you're alive, is that any different than the condition you were in before all of this?
I've always been alive. I just haven't been. I've had an affection for blood. Because I wasn't made a vampire. I didn't have to die to become a vampire. I was born a vampire. Or dampier.
So is that predilection still the case?
Yes, I'm still a dampier. Nobody has found a cure for being born with this affliction. If they have, I really don't want to know about it because it actually helps me a lot. I wouldn't be able to walk on water. Well, I guess I could. But, there's a lot of things that are a benefit to this. I'm going to gobble up a ration. Maybe I should just steal a berry from Illigan. Decisions. We'll do a ration.
I have to think that, despite the fact that the berry is supposed to be filling enough, for a whole meal or a whole day, that eating the ration would still be more satisfying because there's just something about eating a single berry to fill yourself for the whole day. That just doesn't feel right.
I have to agree. It just seems counterproductive.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like emergency ration, the good berry.
I agree. Definitely an emergency thing.
But if Illican wants to do it, that's fine with me. Just don't expect me to participate.
You get a new spell that I like a lot better for mushrooms.
Mushrooms, is that what you said?
Yeah. See if I can find it real quick.
Magic mushrooms, huh?
I mean, technically it is magic, so.
All kinds of mushrooms. Got poisonous ones and magic ones and hallucinogenic ones and explosive ones and then there's the kind you cook with. That just plain taste good. That they don't really do anything else.
Yeah. You don't want to get the magic mushrooms mixed up in your cooking mushrooms.
I don't know. Some people do. Some people do it intentionally.
Medicinal mushrooms. So same thing like Goodberry. Up to 10 mushrooms appear in your hand and are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can use its action to eat one mushroom. Eating a mushroom restores 1 hit point, and the mushroom provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. However, These caps are also hallucinogenic. If a creature willingly eats more than one of these caps in a given day, it is haunted by visions. The hallucinating creature suffers disadvantage to all strength and dexterity saving throws and ability checks, and automatically fails all wisdom saving throws.
I don't know why you like that one, but okay.
Because I'm the DM, and that would be fun. Especially with, a certain somebody that's like, yeah, I'm going to pop 4 berries in my mouth. Dude, that's like 4 full meals for the full day. So that's more like, 3, that's like 12 meals all at once going into your stomach.
Alrighty, so we're done with lunch. Let's move on.
All right. Give me another perception check. About 2 hours in, you hear a giant pair of wings flapping from the west of you.
Is there anywhere to hide?
What's that?
Is there anywhere to hide?
Lots of snow. It's melting. Melting quickly, but there's still lots of snow currently. Actually, it's been 8 hours, so the sun would have gone out, but yeah, it's still melting currently.
Okay. I'll just kind of get everyone's attention and quietly say, hide and stay still.
I lay on the ground, make a snow angel. Cover myself with the snow.
I will try to
Okay.
bury myself in snow as well.
So that snow angel's going to end up being slush angel, right?
I'll just lay down in the snow. My clothing will blend in with snow.
I'll attempt to cover myself with snow as well.
Sure, why not?
All right, everybody give me a stealth check. Wow.
Since I got a nat 20, can I tackle nowhere and cover him with my cloak as well?
Sure. I was just doing group, but yeah, the wing flaps get louder and louder and louder and quieter and quieter and quieter, and soon it's no more.
And which way was it going?
Like that.
Thank you.
Well, that was a close call.
And as the wings fade, I'll kind of, or the flapping fades, kind of poke my head up and say, one of these days we gotta find a way to take care of that. No clue how, but someday.
But as you keep going, eventually another 2 hours, about 10 hours into your day, you get to a place, which I've got to find. I made it go upside down. It doesn't do that, I guess. Essentially, you are seeing how to do this. The
Kind of resembles. Well, never mind. Can't see it anymore.
that's basically what you see sticking out.
Okie dokie. I wonder if that's the tower.
Probably won't know unless we go and look, explore.
A-hunting we will go, a-hunting we will go. Hi-ho, the merry-o, a-hunting we will go.
A 20-foot high, irregularly shaped spur of rock juts out of the tundra ahead of you. Its smooth and shiny surface cannot possibly have been worn down by the wind. This protrusion looks utterly out of place, as it had been thrust into the ground.
I'm gonna look over at Celestine and say, I suggest we approach this cautiously.
Sounds like a good idea.
I agree.
You mean as opposed to all those other times when you just run in willy-nilly?
Yeah. So somebody keep your hand on Billiken's belt.
Tell you what, let's vote you for that privilege.
Oh, geez, thanks. Grabbing onto Illiken's belt. Saying, easy boy, we don't want to get killed today, so let's make sure we investigate before we go running in. Is there any sign of life around it?
There does not seem to be anything or anyone around this thing.
Are there no trails or worn paths anywhere?
There's not.
Okay.
Well, let's go on in and approach it and see what we see.
Okay. I'll crouch down and creep forward slowly.
As we're doing this, do we see an entrance to this?
Everybody give me an investigation check. Celestine, you notice on one side that there's approximately a 5-foot diameter tunnel that enters the ground at a steep angle and then winds down into the frozen earth.
Well, there's a tunnel over here, guys.
Okay. Can I check for traps?
Be my guest.
Give me a Thieves' Tools Wisdom. You don't see any traps?
I don't see any traps, guys. Let's go.
Right behind you.
Send Illiken first.
Wow.
You're the one holding his belt.
So you go first.
I need. What order are you guys entering?
Illiken, Claudette.
Celestine, I guess.
I'll follow Celestine.
Looks like Arden's bringing up the rear.
Looks that way.
All right. Need athletics checks from everybody. Claudette, you hear Illiken at the bottom. He just, slides down. And he's like, typical Illiken. Drake sliding in behind him. Should probably do one for Drake. Yep. And as you follow suit, you slide down. It winds and winds and winds, and you slide down. And when you get to the bottom, you just kind of slide down on your back, and you are prone. Celestine, you go through. And as you get down to the bottom, you almost fall, but you just barely jump out of the way as you almost run into Claudette. However, Arden and Nowhere, you guys both slide into Claudette. So Nowhere slides into Claudette. Arden slides into Nowhere. So Claudette, you'll take 2 points damage. Nowhere takes 1 point damage. When we get to the next screen, which I will get to here shortly. and why I switched maps.
Okie doke.
Slippery tunnel opens into an obviously upside down room, the contents of which are coated in frost. Across from the tunnel is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling, which used to be the floor. The door is ajar, and flanking it are two identical stone statues that hang down like stalactites. Across from the statues are sconces with upside-down flames still burning in them. The flames lick down towards your floor as if they could believe they were right side up.
These are one by each door or both by one door?
Sorry, just a sec. There are two statues. One is basically on either side of Illiken right there, the yellow circles. And they are secured to the floor, but the floor is above you.
Okay,
And the
thanks.
sconces next to them are secured to the wall, and are obviously upside down, but the fire is still burning, and the flames are licking towards the ceiling below you that you're walking on, as if they were right side up.
Peculiar.
The statues, which merge seamlessly with the ceiling, depict a long-faced human dressed in wizard's robes and clutching a staff. And I have a handout, I just gotta find it. There you go.
AFK.
This is kind of an interesting concept.
One of the better written ones in here. And of course I stole the map off of Reddit, so much better map than the one that came with the book.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry.
No problem. My dad's AFK as well. I guess. Sorry, it's not really my place to say no problem. Sorry, Skyle, shut up.
Horrible person, you. Yeah, all good.
Of course, it's not like you could, you know, politely argue with me once I said it. But then, if you had a problem with it, you wouldn't really worry about being polite about it.
Yeah.
I'll shut up. Or try to shut up.
I wish you'd stop saying that. You're still valid.
Alright, so you guys are, well, 3 of you are lying down on the ground in an upside down room, and that's what you see. I guess you didn't hear the last portion. Statues which merge seamlessly with the ceiling, which used to be the floor, depict a long-faced human dressed in wizard's robes and clutching a staff.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to get up.
And you get up.
Dust off my britches.
Can I take a look at this statue?
Sure.
First of all, do I recognize the wizard that it's made about? Or for? Or...
Give me a... Let's see here. Give me a history check. Wow. It looks... I don't know where the hell you know this from, but it looks very Netherese in nature. And you would know from that that the Netherese was an ancient empire from 1,000+ years ago.
Can I check for traps down this hallway?
Sure. Give me a useful wisdom.
Okay.
You are certain that there is 0 traps down that hall.
Do I hear anything at this door?
No.
I try the door.
As you go into the hallway, the upside down stairs at the east end of this frost-filled corridor, nope, is choked with rubble and ice, and it does not seem to be able to be used. As you go into that room, it contains shattered and jumbled equipment, much of it near two heavy wooden work tables, one on its side, the other upside down.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm telling everybody that I'm in the first room on the left. I'm about to go into another room. Maybe. We're going to try the door. It was unlocked.
The floor of this room is covered with shards of glass, frozen pools of spilled fluids, and the wreckage of two cabinets. In a niche in the far corner of the room, a metal chest is bolted to the ceiling. Its lid is locked.
Okay, can I reach it from the ground?
No.
Okay, so can I walk up the wall and attempt to open it?
Sure. May a Thieves' Tools check dexterity. Give me a dexterity saving throw. As you watch four bottles fall from the chest, you happen to grab one of them. And the other three fall and crack and break open down below. The bottle you are holding seems to have a bluish tint to it.
Okay. I'm going to walk around the puddle of chemical and try not to breathe. Oh, sorry, I didn't have the mic down. Walking around the chemical, going through the door, and then handing the vial to Celestine, going, "Wow, look at this. Guys, I'll be right back. Somebody's at the door." I'm back.
Welcome back.
You ever come back, Dad?
Yeah, he said he was back.
Oh. Okay, maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Is everybody here?
Yeah.
I thought he said he was back, but maybe not.
I can hear him in his chair. I just don't hear him
I'm
talking.
sorry.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm here. It just you said I was here, so I figured I didn't have to say anything.
Alright, so Claudette walks into the room and gives Celestine a potion bottle that has a blue hue to it.
Okay, so what's going on with these bottles that are crashing to the ground?
So you guys heard a couple of small crashes in the other room before Claudette walked around and came into this room. And then now she's handing you a potion bottle.
She's handing me one? What
I
color?
think that's what she said.
Yes, I handed it to Celestine.
What color is it?
A hue of blue.
Do I recognize it?
Give me an Arcana check. Yes, you would recognize it as a potion of cold resistance.
Nice. Well, I think this potion should give you a bit of a, help you stave off the cold for a bit. Maybe an hour or so. Did you want it back, Claudette?
No, you can keep.
Okay. Then I guess carry on. Although, maybe try not to. Destroy all the loot. Half the loot.
I'll try to do better. Coming down this hallway. Trying this door. Noticing it's unlocked, going inside.
Right into a trap. Sorry.
All bookshelves affixed to the outer wall have spilled their contents onto the ceiling-turned floor. A large table lies on its side, one leg broken. A 5-foot wide tunnel in the floor to the east leads down.
So a hole in the floor would actually be a hole in the original ceiling.
Correct.
So
Okay, going to look down the hole and see if there's like a way to get down into it.
Where'd Pumpkin go?
Right here, Daddy.
That wasn't part of the game, right?
No, that wasn't part of the game.
He's talking to cats.
Yes.
Looking down, you see a dark room with some metal cages.
Hello? Any life down there?
Give me a perception check. You hear no life down there.
Okay. Cages are not good things. Y'all keep Illican away from this right now. Okay, so can I kind of do a walk on the ceiling trick from the floor to the ceiling in there?
How are you doing that?
Just sitting down, putting my feet on the floor and there, and then standing up.
oh, doing kind of like a gymnastic move to swing underneath with your feet, planting your feet.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. You can do that.
Okay, I do that.
Room contains two metal cages, both badly damaged. Nearby, two roughly dug tunnels, one in the ceiling and one in the floor, which you just exited from, lead to other areas. Narrow windows along the bowed outer wall afford you a glimpse of the earth into which this structure impaled itself.
So, Nowhere, what exactly was it that was important about this dark tower?
Just that it was here.
And that some wizard was looking for it. And was willing to kill anyone who knew about it.
So, there's some cages down here. I don't see anything alive in the cages. Are there any traps?
You see some sort of an insect-like person a carapace of an insect-like person in one of the cages. You want to give me a thieves' tools wisdom for traps? Nope, don't see any
I'm
traps at
beginning
all.
to give up on this whole trap stuff.
How far is the drop from where I am to the floor that Claudette's on?
If I stand up, how far is the ceiling from my fingertips?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
If I stand up and stretch my fingertips towards the ceiling or towards the floor, how far is the floor from my fingertips?
Are you standing on the ceiling or the floor?
I'm standing.
Are you upside down right now?
Yes, I'm upside down.
Okay. Then you are on the floor. The ceiling is about 4 feet ish above you, which is technically below you.
Okay, so for me to jump down, it'd be roughly 10 to 12 feet.
It's like a
Yeah.
10-foot ceiling.
Okay, can I try to drop down?
Me a acrobatics check. Yeah, perfectly fine.
Okay,
You do that with such grace. I'm kind of jealous.
Follow Celestine.
All right, give me an acrobatics. You're fine.
Can I also join the group?
Give me an acrobatics check.
Probably not.
You can. I mean, you can definitely join the group, but
Not going to land on my feet.
6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall on your ass.
That was graceful.
Okay, where did I go? My character. Oh, there.
I'll help him up and tease him for being graceful.
Okay, I'm going to go over here and try this door.
All right. So first, hold on. So the rest of you, as you get down here, see Two metal cages, both badly damaged. Two roughly dug tunnels, one in what is now your ceiling, and one in what is now your floor. Narrow windows along the outer wall afford you a glimpse of the earth into which the structure impaled itself. And inside one of the cages, it looks like a carapace of an insect-like person.
Does it look alive or dead?
Looks long since dead.
Okie dokie.
Are the cages open?
They're crushed and splintered, and yeah, they're probably open as well in places.
And that carapace we see, is that actually a creature or a carapace that the creature has molted?
It looks like an insect-like person.
Most likely dead.
If you want to make a medicine check, you could do that. Definitely did.
All right.
You can carry on, Claudette. I just wanted to let them know what they saw.
Going to head in here.
Upside down table sits near the middle of this room, and books are scattered around it. Clinging to the bowed outer wall is an upside down fireplace. Along that same wall is a window with nothing but hard-packed earth beyond it.
What's the green thing?
It is definitely a thing of green. I'm gonna guess a book.
My initial thought of curiosity is kind of waxing and waning.
Can I make my way over to the window? As long as Claudette tells us it's safe in there.
Sure.
As far as I can tell, it's safe in here. Come on in.
Okay, you say it's covered in dirt? It's like packed up against it, or coming in the window, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's a window, and then on the other side of the window is hard-packed earth.
Okay, so the window's not actually open, it's just a closed window that I can see hard-packed earth outside.
Ooh. It's like a window in an office building that can't get open.
Okay. But the window is... Okay.
Once everybody's in this room, I'm going to try the next door that I see.
This room contains the shattered remains of a desk and some chairs. You quickly discover that all sound is muted here.
I knock on the wall.
It feels solid.
I try to speak.
You try.
I exit the room. And I try to say to Celestine, that room has some pretty magical stuff in it.
Then I will enter the room casting Detect Magic.
Are you entering the room and then casting Detect Magic?
Well, I'll cast it on my way to the room.
Okay. You are flooded with illusion energy.
In the room?
In the room.
But I didn't see this illusion energy until I got into the room, right?
You could see the illusion energy as you were walking through the door.
Okay. There's something wrong here, Claudette.
He hears nothing.
Okay,
You hear nothing.
I will take a few steps back. And clear my throat to, do I hear myself now?
Yep.
Okay. There's something wrong in there. I think the entire room is under some sort of illusion. And everything seems quiet. I think it may be under a silence spell.
I'll be right back. Somebody's at the door.
Wow, busy day.
Yeah.
Well, while she's away, can I search the room, see if there's anything I find of interest or magical that beyond the aura of the room? Or is the aura of the room blinding me to any other magical items?
You're not really seeing any other magical items in there.
Now, the effect of this, what I'm assuming is a silent spell, would it hide, would its aura hide other auras? Would I know that from my magic? Basically, I'm trying to find out if I need to get rid of this silence effect to see if there's anything else in the room.
Let's say that your magical prowess would help you understand that there is no getting rid of this magical silence.
Okay, then never mind.
So, is there a spell?
Say that again?
What was that?
Is the room still under an illusion spell?
Yeah, it's nothing we can deal with. Nothing we need to concern ourselves with.
I don't know about that. This wizard thinks this tower is important for a reason, right?
And I imagine it has more to do with what was in those cages than anything that might be in this room.
Going to this door. Going to open this door if I can. And I can.
This staircase once connected, probably the level that was up one level, which is technically down one level, but yeah. But the passage is too choked with rubble and ice to be used.
I let everybody know that this one's a no-go. Go out into the other room. Investigate this carpus for anything that may tell us how it died, when it died.
It's old. Outside of that, not really. You can give me a nature check if you want to try and identify it. Never mind. Looks very insecty. Different than the last insect that you knew.
There's nothing in the other two cages, correct?
There was only two cages, but no, there's nothing in the other.
Is there anything important in this room? Any loot that we can take with us? Any clues as to why this wizard would want this spire?
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, the
Just
dice
a
went out
bunch of
today.
just a bunch of miscellaneous books.
I'm gonna start picking up the books.
You pick one up, and it says Azumar's Guide to the Fantastic. It's breezy, light-hearted treatise on illusion magic. Describes clever ways to use common illusion spells. And another one you pick up is The Unfettered Mind. Lunatic text discusses how one might exist solely as a disembodied brain, preserved for eons in a magical suspension fluid. It includes sketches of brains in jars.
That's just creepy.
Okie dokie. I read the titles of the names of the books out loud to Celestine, Arden, Nowhere, and Illican to see if anybody is interested in them.
Not interesting to me.
I don't think so.
I look at Celestine.
Yes.
Are you interested in either one of these books?
No, not particularly.
I'll put them in my pack. And start heading out towards the next room.
I'll follow her.
Okay, so I'll walk up the wall to the floor, to go through the floor to get to the other room.
Want to take
Were you all?
a
Were you
rope?
on the? Were you upside down this whole time?
No,
Okay, then you're crawling through the floor, or sorry, crawling through the ceiling to get to the floor.
yes.
Okay.
And then I'll let a rope down, and I'm going to tether it to something in the other room so that hopefully people can get up it. Either that or they could just crawl up Illiken's back and we could try to get out.
I'll crawl up the rope.
Was that the same hole we came into?
You just crawled out of this hole,
Okay.
and that's another hole.
I will try to drop down and follow her.
Give me. You using the rope?
Sure, why not?
Athletics at advantage. Claudette, hold on right where you are. Not a problem.
I'd like to follow her.
Alright. Athletics with advantage if you're using the rope.
Yes.
Not an issue.
And I'll do the same thing.
And athletics with advantage.
I find myself in the dark.
Me too.
Imagine that.
Alright, Claudette, as you step in, let me see for a sec. Everybody else, and Claudette, when you were in this other one, this chamber appears to have been a wizard's laboratory, as evidenced by the upside-down storage cupboards and empty shelves fastened to the walls. The shattered glass and alchemical equipment strewn across the floor, and the arcane symbols painted on what is now the ceiling. In the middle of this space, 5-foot wide passageways punch through the ceiling and floor, one of which you just exited from, lead to other levels. Near them, a partially collapsed wall exposes a room that lies beyond, which is where Claudette is currently at. Claudette. A stone altar is attached to the ceiling of this otherwise empty semicircular room. An 8-pointed star is carved into the eastern face of the altar. let's go and take a 15-minute break.
All right.
Okay.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm here, I guess.
It's free. Nowhere, are you back? Nowhere.
I'm sorry, were you trying to talk to me?
No, your dad.
Oh.
The only one I haven't heard from.
Papa, you there? Don't forget to push the button. Dad?
Yeah?
Hi.
There we go. All right. So, what y'all doing?
Climbing around inside this tower.
I think he's hoping for something a bit more specific.
I will reread these, and then you can decide what you want to do. Um, P11. Arden, Nowhere, and Celestine, you are in what looks to be a wizard's laboratory, as evidenced by the upside-down storage cupboards, empty shelves fastened to the walls, shattered glass and alchemical equipment strewn across the floor, and the arcane symbols painted on what is now the ceiling. In the middle of the space, 5-foot wide passageways punch through the ceiling and the floor, which you just exited from, lead to other levels. Near them, a partially collapsed wall exposes a room that lies beyond. Claudette, a stone altar is attached to the ceiling of this otherwise empty semicircular room. An 8-pointed star is carved into the eastern face of the altar.
Okay.
Can I reach his door here to try to see if it'll open?
Sure.
Oh boy, look at what I found, guys.
Another
Some
mysterious room.
Some effort has been taken to arrange the contents of this upside-down room, creating a functional office. A table stands in the middle of the room, surrounded by small stacks of books. Lying on the table is a whirring amulet on a chain. 2 figures stand behind the table. One is an undead warrior in what looks to be studded leather armor. Its dead gray flesh drawn tightly over its bones and its face locked in a terrible scowl. The other is an attractive young man in cold weather clothing. His face, beneath a frayed witch's hat, displays studious eyes and a warm smile, and he says, "Welcome to the lost Spire of Netheril. My name is Zan."
I'll repay the courtesy. My name is Arden.
I'm going to step up next to Arden
I appreciate it.
and say hello.
Hello.
My name is Nowhere. What do you do here?
We have, I am a simulacrum of my creator. This tower is but a fragment of a Netherese flying city that crashed nearly 2,000 years ago and lies somewhere under the glacier.
Interesting. And
On the lowest level of this inverted tower, my creator found a chamber that can turn illusions into reality. The life spark of a living creature is needed to activate its power. As a creation of snow and shadow, I have no life spark of my own. And Krintas, he motions over at his undead counterpart, my undead bodyguard, is also of no help in this regard. I assure you, the chamber can in no way harm anyone.
Interesting.
yes, interesting. The chamber you're talking about, you say it can no way harm anyone, but neither you nor your companion apparently have a life spark. So does that mean that with a life spark it might harm us?
No, it cannot hurt you.
What does it do?
It turns illusions into reality. Let's say you were to create a flower with a spell, and you put it in this chamber, and the flower becomes real.
Is it real all time or just while in the chamber?
No, it's real. It was an illusion, and then it's real.
Guys, I really hate to do this, but my roommate is broke down and I've got to go about an hour and a half to go get him and an hour and a half to return, and then he's got to go to work.
That's dedication to a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
It's dedication to getting our bills paid.
Well, there is that.
So I do apologize, but I will read up and be ready for the next week.
Right. So what isn't real, it makes real. And whatever that was stays real.
Correct.
I'm afraid I'm a bit skeptical. Can you demonstrate?
I cannot. I do not have a life spark. It requires a life spark in order to work. We could go down there if you can create an illusion, and we could use one of your life sparks to try it.
But what happens to my life spark?
Nothing. It stays inside of you. It just requires the life spark to make it real.
Sorry, I'm not willing to take that chance.
Me neither. Just doesn't sound safe. Celestine, would you like to talk to these two gentlemen?
Do you have a lot of questions for him?
I was opened up the door and these two gentlemen were in there. We introduced ourselves and he was talking about the lower chamber where you can make something and in the chamber it would turn to be real. Okay, it just takes a life spark, which at that point, okay.
Could that probably be the room that you discovered that apparently has some sort of illusion in it? Incidentally, these two say they've been here for a couple thousand years.
No, I've not been here for a couple of thousand years. My creator, Zan, created us here.
In this room that creates or takes an illusion and creates it to real?
No, I'm not real. I am a simulacrum.
And I don't know what a smolkin is.
Either do I.
Would I understand what a simulacrum is?
Sure.
Okay. Simulacrum is basically a magical clone with, for the most part, similar limited powers as whatever it is the clone of.
Why would this be of interest to us?
Well, magic is usually of interest to me. I can't say I have a whole lot of use for simulacrum, but there might be something else around here somewhere. Unless we've done a thorough search already.
I didn't do any search.
I don't see the attraction at the moment, so I'm going to let you take over, Celestine. If you want to do something, tell us.
I was just kind of trying to be support in the background, but um. See, Opal Claudette's left, right?
Yeah, she's gone.
Maybe we should just pick this up next week with everyone back, or everyone here and feeling there. 'Cause I have to admit,
Still out of it.
yeah, I'm out of it. I'm struggling to understand what's going on here, and
Yeah.
as much as I hate
Let's
to say
just
it, I'm missing stuff.
let's do it. And go ahead and pick it back up next week then. And hopefully we have everybody and nobody's sick and all that.
Works
That
for
sounds
me.
like a plan.
Oh yeah,
I'm
then
sorry, Sky.
here's what it is.
Of course, once we signed off, he'll be cursing at his computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get to do some work and go read some shite up on doing traffic control plans in other states.
So you're going to expand out into other states?
I mean, we can do plans elsewhere. We just haven't done plans elsewhere. And our sister company, who, wait, are you still recording? Can you stop recording?